Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, here to Sports Talk Network channel. Specifically here for the WWE Smackdown live review of October 3rd, 2017 of the Smackdown live show in its own right. I will actually right now put up the poll. What did you all think of SG Live tonight? Sorry about that. Just want to make sure I have everything correct. I am one to focus on one thing at a time. I'm not as great as I thought I was with multitasking, but either way, I'm finishing up here, and we'll be able to get back here to the SmackDown Live review. There, the poll is up on Twitter, at WWE_podcast, where you can follow me. Again, there's at WWE_podcast. So let's get right into it for the review of SmackDown Live. And the show started off with an interview with Shinsuke Nakamura that was promoted heavily by WWE, and it was actually in the ring. I was wondering if it was going to be backstage or however they were going to have that interview, but I guess it makes the most sense to have it in the middle of the ring and have Shinsuke Nakamura actually saying more than one phrase or one word or one sentence, because he is a very smart person. He's a great athlete, but it's just, he has the language barrier issue, broken English, which... and he can't help too much. It is what it is. I'm sure he's learning English, but still, Shinsuke Nakamura, less is more with his promos, because most of the WWE audience, or I would assume most, cannot understand what he's trying to say. That's unfortunate, because I'm sure he has a lot of good things to say, and I'm sure if he did know English as strongly as obviously he knows his language, or Japanese, his promos could actually be 10 times greater to equal and match the greatness of his in-ring skills. But either way, then you had Jinder Mahal launching a sneak attack and attacking Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to beat down him, standing over Shinsuke Nakamura, the current WWE champion Jinder Mahal. And you wonder, well, does that mean Shinsuke Nakamura going to win at Hell in a Cell? We'll see. Now, I'm still in the thought process of having Jinder Mahal still be WWE champion when we get to WrestleMania. I said it also on Twitter and anywhere where anybody would hear me, either otherwise, because just think of it this way: you can have Jinder Mahal being the champion to WrestleMania, and in my booking plans of that to be the case, then you have maybe even have the Superstar Shakeup, that Raw and SmackDown Live at the end of 2017, the final one, the final Monday Night Raw, and the final SmackDown Live on Tuesday in the calendar year 2017, and then because that will shake things up and have something for you to be hooked in for next week and heading into the first shows of 2018. So you either do it the last show of 2017, the first one of 2018. Either way, you have that for the Superstar Shakeup, and that's where you get your next feud or the next feud when we get to that point for WrestleMania for Jinder Mahal, who would be the WWE champion at that point, because at that point I would assume he would have won through most of or all the men in the main roster. Or men in the main roster on SmackDown Live, let alone men in the main roster on SmackDown Live that are main event players. That may make sense to have a championship opportunity at this time, unless you just want to throw a Bobby Roode or somebody there, or even a Dolph Ziggler, just to whatever. Why not? Because you still can have a good match with them. Either way, then you have Jinder still being champion all the way to WrestleMania, and you settle off him at that point. And it would be a superstar that we weren't even thinking of as of right now, because it's a superstar that right now is over on Monday Night Raw. You have that Raw superstar coming to SmackDown with the shakeup and all that other jazz. And that's just how I see it. Okay, so certainly it would be interesting if that was the case. But either way, it would be interesting nonetheless. It's a SmackDown Women's Champion Natalya and Miss Money in the Bank, my girl Carmella, defeating Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. It's interesting seeing the kind of between Natalya and Carmella, even more so than Charlotte and Becky. Cookie Grace make one interesting point about Charlotte Flair needed to be more aggressive in that cookie cutter as she has been with Becky Lynch, and their friendship and awesomeness, and their friends off screen, a little on screen, and this and that. But even with this and that and that and this, that fine line, right? She wants to be this champion. She does have that aggressive side, but more. I agree with Corey Graves there for commentary. But Natalia and Carmella, I do still think Carmella, when she cashed in, should be successful. I just did a review over in Talking WBJ of SmackDown Live with my friend and co-host over there, Katrina. Follow her on Twitter at Katrina the Good. And she made the notion of maybe having Carmella cashing in at WrestleMania. And as I said on that show, again, just over on Talking WBJ, it is up on the channel now, as it was live and we finished about 5 minutes ago, I would say. Either way, so it's fresh in my mind of what she said. And I agreed with her that I wouldn't mind that for my girl Carmella to win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship at that point. Because why not? Have it at the big show, have it at WrestleMania. But I even brought up there also that, what would be the most interesting to have Carmella cash in? The one that might actually be the most surprising. I can't believe I'm saying it, but being Survivor Series. Have it Survivor Series where she cashes in after SmackDown Live defeats Raw in the traditional Survivor Series match, for the women's division. SmackDown Live beating Raw. Now I'm trying to think of how we get to the point of Carmella wanting to cash in on Natalia if their team just won. Maybe she was the sole survivor, Natalia was laid out or something by Nia Jax or however, and Carmella got a quick win pin on Nia, so Natalia is still laid out after getting squashed by Nia, Simone drop or otherwise, and then cashing in there, because that would be the most surprising, at least to me, from pay-per-views that I can see between now and WrestleMania. If it's not going to be at WrestleMania for the cash-in, Survivor Series might actually be the surprising. Now, I couldn't believe I was saying that because Survivor Series is supposed to be a big pay-per-view in itself, but to me, Money in the Bank, along with even Clash of Champions / Night of Champions, whatever they want to name that pay-per-view each year annually. So either way, those two events and pay-per-views might actually have improved to be better than Survivor Series. But that's just me. So it would be surprising to me to see Carmella cash in and the Survivor Series. Maybe try to boost Survivor Series a little bit more with that to be happening. I would say so. Bobby Roode defeating Mike Kanellis in short order. It was mainly just to get a segment between Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. My congratulations, though, to Mike and Maria Kanellis, announced on Twitter, and already announced as well that they're expecting a baby as well. I mean, Maria's hot. Who won't want one her? But point being is, congratulations to them. Happy couple. Look forward to hearing more baby announcements or engagement announcements in the future, i.e., Carmella and Big Cass. Alexa Bliss and Blake Murphy, I believe, dating, and others in between WWE. Love is grand. Even though it's October, the month of scary, fear, and horror movie centric, you can always squeeze in the power of love, even in my eyes. I'm talking about it because that's the type of guy I am. No romantic dude. And again, I'm so single. But moving right along, the Usos and the New Day having a back and forth promo there. Didn't really care too much, or actually was watching too much. I was doing other things, getting sacked, talking to family, doing stuff online on Twitter and such, tweeting and talking with people. But I didn't really care because it's not like it was going to make me want to see this match even more than I already do heading into Hell in a Cell. Maybe a Hell in a Cell match. Steal the show, and it might even be the show stealer for sure and match of the night, but we'll certainly have to wait and see how that is to be. But it's going to be a good match when we get to Hell in a Cell. But here on SmackDown Live, I could less, as you heard of what I was doing while this was going on. Again, now disrespect the New Day or the Usos, they've done well, but it's just I didn't care. I was like, I'm ready for Hell in a Cell. Let's just get to Sunday and have their match and be even the match of the night. And New Day probably retain, but we'll see. I'll get my official predictions on Thursday in Steve's Wrestling Ramble with my team members and a couple of guests. Ty Dillinger defeating Baron Corbin. We're going to get in back and forth with AJ Styles, the United States Champion. Baron Corbin to face him. So they're going to be an interesting when we get to that point. or we get to Sunday with Baron Corbin. Will he actually win the championship or not? And then, the buzzwords are buzzwords being shortcuts and otherwise that was brought up at that time. But either way, looking forward to that match, and would want to see Baron Corbin win, but hey, we'll have to wait and see on Sunday, of course, and you'll have to wait and see on Thursday, 2 more days, to hear my prediction for that match and all other matches for WWE Hell in a Cell. SmackDown Women's Division, Honor Brave Breast Cancer Survivors with the partnership with Susie Coleman. My late grandmother, was a breast cancer survivor for 24 years. Last year, October 4th, actually, tomorrow, at 4:04, I'm actually going to do a moment of silence. And I just thought of this, and I'm going to let some of my family members know too, if they want to do it. And you guys are welcome too, if you're watching this live or archived. Moment of silence for my grandmother or for anyone. Maybe even a moment of silence tomorrow at any time. It doesn't have to be exactly at 4:04, but I'm doing it at 4:04 for my grandmother because that was the time she passed away. My grandfather knows exactly the time that was. But anyways, point being is, if you guys want to do that for her or for your own family members that may have passed in the past year or in general, just a day of moment of remembrance tomorrow. Again, for you guys, it might just be a random day to do it. Obviously, for me, it's impactful specific thing. But let me know if you do that. I would like to hear from you if you did do that, either for my late grandmother or for your own family member or friends or whoever that you may have lost in your life. That affects you at all, or just that you lost in general. But I just wanted to share that little bit of nugget as well. So talking about breast cancer, because like I said, my late grandmother, she was 26. I think it was 26 years. Total breast cancer survivor. So that was a pretty cool moment. Indeed, for sure. And I was thinking of her every time they do this for WWE and other sports and stuff like that. When October rolls around, for that reason as well. Anyways, moving right along before I mumble and stumble. Randy Orton defeating Aiden English. Quick, short work. Randy Orton and Rusev setting up their match for the pay-per-view. I don't know which way I should want it to go. I'm probably going to be going with Randy Orton with my prediction. But again, you'll have to wait till Thursday to find out. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Ring that bell. And you'll know when I go live on Thursday. Right away. When I go live Thursday night for the prediction show, talking everything Hell in a Cell with guests, co-hosts, and otherwise. Then we get to the main event: Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon face to face. It's a really interesting way everything goes. Shane McMahon went out there, had a promo on Kevin Owens. Says, "Hey, Owens, come out down here." He doesn't come down. He's typical of Owens being a coward. And then Owens kind of channeling his inner Bray Wyatt. You're looking for me, and there he is. There in the crowd, and then he says things, and then excuse me, then he leaves, and the Jimmy Man says, "Oh, typical coward," and you think Kevin Owens is going to come back, and he doesn't. He leaves. Shane then goes to him, and Kevin Owens ambushes him, attacks him, power bombs him the table there. Then Owens comes back to the arena, goes back in the ring, it's promo on Shane again. Jimmy Man comes back to the crowd. They're sparring and everything, and then just how great everything went. Storytelling his own thing there for the main event of SmackDown Live. I certainly enjoyed it, and it certainly made me think and wonder. When we get to the pay-per-view on Sunday, Jimmy McMahon could actually win this thing. He could. I think he will probably not, but we'll certainly see when we get to that point. And I certainly look forward to seeing how everything goes down there for sure. But that's pretty much everything for SmackDown Live. I think those that watch live in archive, welcome to like the video. That helps. Let people know about the channel and about my prediction episode that is coming Thursday, like I said. Hopefully to have some great guests, along with my co-hosts, Mark Rambo and Kyron Chase. Have them both back for the prediction episode. They'll give their thoughts on Raw and SmackDown as well from this week. And before we dive into the predictions for WWE Hell in a Cell, the SmackDown Live exclusive pay-per-view. But again, I think everybody that watched live, those watching archive, like the video, subscribe, share the video to others, share the video to other YouTubers like I don't know, Pulse, Luigi PS3, BC Amplified, Mounty's Corner, whoever else that you're a fan of. Welcome to let them know of my content because hey, maybe I'll be able to work with your favorites in the future in a collab. So go on, my soldiers. Welcome to do that if you care to. And again, like I said, tomorrow I'm doing that moment of silence for my grandmother at 4:04 p.m. I invite all others to do that at any time tomorrow if you want. Just as for you guys, as a random remembrance of a day of family or friends that you may have lost. But mine obviously specific meaning for tomorrow. But I just wanted to share that. But above all else, hope you all guys have a great evening, your day tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow night with Talking Packers with Steve with Week 5 predictions for the NFL, week that to be, and my kind of analysis of the first quarter of the 2017 NFL season that is in the books right now, as of now, heading into Week 5. Week 5 being the first week in the NFL season with bye weeks. So everybody that does fantasy football, especially with me with 10 leagues that I'm in, had to get on top of that for sure. But above all else, as always, take care.